they got the best of us. So it's going to be a tough game. They've had probably as tough of a opening schedule in league play as anybody. Having to play Duke twice, play Virginia, they play at North Carolina, so they've been through the ringer. But we just gotta be ready to go, bounce back from the other night, and we're gonna have to be at our best because they're gonna present us with some major challenges.
Watching the tape of the game the other night, David, what jumped out at you as far as your team's performance?
Well, we competed. I thought we played hard enough. I thought we played well enough to win the game. We just game never comes down to one play, offensively or defensively, but we certainly had a chance to win, and I was just really frustrated for our guys because they deserve to win, and that's not to take anything away from Miami because they made some big time plays down the stretch. They really did, but we put ourselves in a position to win, and just unfortunately came up a little bit short. But we can't let it linger. We gotta move on and get ready for the next one because we can't let it linger and let it turn into the 2 losses. So that's kind of been our mindset.
About Adele, I think Adele King and McMahon together were 7 out of 27. You chalk that up to what? Bad shot selection, good defense? What?
A lot of it's good defense. Miami's year in, year out is one of the better statistically defensive numbers in the league, especially on defending the 3-point line, and they've been no different this year. And a couple of them that Q missed were wide open. Ryan maybe missed a couple that were open, and it's just going to happen on the road. And I thought we played good enough defense to overcome that. To be honest, we struggled getting some crucial defensive rebounds when we needed to. But like I said, we got to learn from it. The game we had a chance to win, but we didn't. So we just got to get back on track tomorrow.
It's kind of the same with free throws because you've been good all year at the line. It's really the first time this kind of bit you.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's an easy answer for why that is with the free throw line, but again, anytime you don't shoot the ball well, which we didn't shoot it exceptionally well by any stretch, you want to overcome it with defense, and we actually did that, and it just, anytime you go on the road and you let a team get, I think, 18 offensive rebounds, it's just tough because that's 18 more times they have a chance to either score or get fouled, and if you had to pick one thing, that was probably the difference in the game.
David, you said you don't want that loss to linger. How have your guys responded, since then? I know it's only been a couple days.
Yeah, well, their attitude was great yesterday. They seemed ready to go. Look, we knew this was going to be a grind this year. If you would have said through 4 road league games you're 2-2, and you go win at Florida State and at Notre Dame, and you lose in overtime at Miami, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But they seemed ready to go yesterday. You got to just bounce back because we do have, including tomorrow night, we got 11 more of these things. So you can't, like we've talked about all year, you can't stay too high about the highs and you can't stay too low about the lows. You just got to move on and get ready for the next one. So I think we'll be ready to go.
Wake Forest is a team that doesn't have a very good record, but have played a lot of close games. Do your players not pay attention to things like records and stuff like that?
Yeah, we don't, because we know that in this league anybody can beat anybody on any given night. And like I said, their schedule has been very, very difficult. Played Duke twice already, at Carolina and Virginia. And that Virginia game was, Wake Forest was up 5 in the second half at one point, and it got opened up a little bit more at the end because they had to foul, but they were right there with a chance to beat them, and Virginia's playing as well as anybody in the country right now. So you got to throw records out the window at this point here in conference play and just take it one game at a time. And like I said, every time we've played them, they've played us very well, and that's a credit to Danny because he does a very good job coaching them and putting their guys in positions to be successful.
What kind of challenges do they present for you guys?
Well, they shoot it well from the perimeter, and then they've got a 7'7" kid inside who's come a long way. You've been seeing him last year, just the development he's made. He's improved a lot, and they got guys that can shoot. And they're making almost 8.5, 9 threes a game in league play. So we got to try to defend the 3 well, but at the same time, they can put it on the floor and score. And Crawford's obviously a very explosive scorer. Wilbekin has always played well against us. Has made big shots. So defensively, we got to be locked in on what we needed to do, and then just come out ready to play. It's a mindset game where you can't worry about the last one, and then you certainly can't look ahead to the next one. You just got to focus on this one.
I think you were on staff, but maybe none of this. But when you guys recruited Crawford pretty hard. He's improved a lot. His game, has he not?
Yeah, he has. He was a good player coming out of high school, and they've done a very good job with him. He has as well of becoming a very consistent player for him. scores the ball at multiple levels, can get to the rim, can obviously shoot it, can pass and make other people better. So he's improved in a lot of areas, and he's their leading scorer this year and is playing well for him. So he's a guy who will come in here, won't be, as most of their team won't be intimidated by the environment or being on the road. I mean, they've played on the road against some tough environments. So they, not only Crawford, but they got a lot of guys who can beat you in different ways.
How have they changed without John Collins?
Well, obviously their inside presence is a little bit different. I mean, Collins was a first-round draft pick who could get 20 and 10 on anybody, and Durrell Moore is, like I said, his improvement has been very impressive to watch. I mean, he's come a long way. He's obviously got great physical tools with his size and his athleticism, and one of the better offensive rebounders in our league, and that's something that we've struggled with at times. So, he presents a challenge for us because we haven't seen, with the exception of maybe Kentucky and then Purdue, we haven't seen a whole lot of games with size that big. I mean, 7'1" that's a difference maker. So, he's, even though they lost Collins, he stepped in and did a very good job of trying to fill that void.
What are you looking for out of VJ? I played, I think, a season low the other night. Hadn't been shooting well, but what do you want to see out of him?
Well, yeah, I mean, I talked to him yesterday, and the other night was a game that he'll have a lot more throughout his playing career, where hopefully not a lot more, but where you get in foul trouble, you pick up 2 in the first half, you go in there in the second half, you just can't get in the flow of the game. It's just one of those games, and VJ is turned into our quote unquote kind of defensive stopper that we've looked for. He's taken that role on in our starting 5 of saying, I want to guard the other team's best perimeter player, and he's done a very good job. Even the other night in his minutes in the first half, I thought he did a really good job on Bruce Brown, and he's really trying to become a great defender for us. And he's going to score. He'll have his games where he scores, but he just is trying to focus on other things to help us win. Driving the ball, getting the lane, pass and kick, rebound. His rebounding numbers need to probably go up a little bit, but he's playing very, very well. He's been playing well all ACC season, in my opinion, and he's just doing little things for us that don't show up on the stat sheet that help us win.
How much do you use analytics, specifically KenPom? Do you guys look at KenPom?
Our video guys do. You threw me that one stat the other day before the Miami game, that press conference. I never even heard of that before, but we will at times because it can be very useful. I also think it's a fine line. I think some people can overuse it, to be honest, and sometimes it just comes down to having a feel in things. But stats are very important in this day and age, and it's not. I don't log into KenPom at all or anything, looking to read anything. But our video guys and our assistants will look at it and stuff. But we just try to use obviously the basketball stats more than anything. But they can be helpful. It just depends.